Alrighty, so 2010 Tundra 5.7 starter. Not really the best design, but it is what it is. So basically, I'd take the passenger front wheel off. These little covers come down. There's one here, there's one here. I've already removed the heat shields a little bit. Let's see, right there, that bolt is still in there because the heat shield rotted out a little bit, but basically you got one bolt right there that I still have to get out, but that's one bolt that holds the shield. And then in the back, you have one here and one here that you have to get out. And these are the shields. So that's the first shield. Basically goes in like this. So where my hand is the back. And the front is right there. That's the one that was rotted out that I just showed you. And then you have this other one, which covers the starter. And this one is a little bit of a pain too, because these two bolts you can get out easily. And then this one is hidden. It's kind of hidden behind the exhaust manifold. Basically right up behind here. You can get it from the bottom with a wrench. If the wrench goes right up in behind here, you can get it with a ratchet wrench, works really well, or you have to use a flat wrench and keep taking it off, but you can get it out. So that's how I got that out. The starter shield is a bit of a pain to get out. It's gonna get bent and beat up a little bit, but you can get it out. If you spray a little penetrant on it, it helps slide it out a little bit better. I took this brake line bracket off and just kind of moved it over. I also took this wire harness, had a clip here. I just took it out so it's a little bit easier. You definitely need to take the oil dipstick tube out. It's right here. It bolts up top. You can get it from up top when the hood's open. It's a 10mm bolt. And then you kind of just wiggle it and it'll pop out of the oil pan. So that's that. I'm gonna go up. And as far as the starter bolts, there's two of them. They're 14mm. There's one there that's already out, and the other one is up there. I just left it. It's totally unbolted. I just left it there though. I don't want to take it out if I don't have to. You can just let it sit there. Don't get confused and think that it's the 17mm here and there. It does look like that holds the starter in, but that's actually the transmission bell housing bolt. So take the two 14s out. This oil cooler line is gonna be in the way for this top one and the bottom one. The bottom one I was able to get with a swivel flex socket and an extension. The top one's a little bit tougher. I chose to wrench that one with a wrench, and I was able to get it with a ratchet wrench. There's a 12mm bolt here that you'll need to take out that holds the cooler lines, kind of gives you a little more flexibility to get it out. The most important thing that I found, and I actually watched another video, is in order to get the starter out, you have to disconnect the wires to the starter. It's a 12mm nut that holds the big battery terminal on, and then once you get that loose, you want to take the clip and disconnect the wire harness from the oil pan area. There's two clips. See, there's one here in the front, and if you just spray some penetrant on it and lift the tab right here up, and a pry bar on the back side here, it'll pop off. And same thing with this one. Or you can unbolt them with a 10 millimeter, but I find it's a little easier to just take the clip and unclip it rather than try to put the bolt back in. You have to get it off because that allows you to then move this whole harness out of the way. Because what happens is it gets stuck between the starter and the engine mount plate, right there, and it doesn't give you enough room to come back. So you have to disconnect the big cable, and then once you do that, you can rotate the starter down a little bit, and you can take the trigger wire here and basically just push this connector in with your thumb and pull out, and it'll unplug. So once you get that out of the way, then you'll be able to maneuver the starter. You'll be able to maneuver the starter out. But you have to get that wire harness out of the way. Otherwise, you won't get the starter to come drop down like it's doing now. It's almost impossible. But basically, just wiggle the starter, give it the wiggle jiggle. And then, get it out. The biggest problem is this wire harness here. It's the biggest pain. Try to get this out. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll post a second video. I'm going to work on getting the starter out and show you guys the easiest way.